morning, everyone. How are you today? Happy Friday. I love saying happy Friday because it's one of my favorite days of the week. I always have an extra skip in my step on Fridays. I don't know why that is. I guess I love weekends. Well, today I'm going to share with you from the Celebration catalog. Have you guys taken a good look at this? Oh my goodness, there are so many awesome products in here, and I'm going to show you which ones we're going to play with today. Let's see here. We are going to play with Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. I think this is the one that I've ordered the most because as a demonstrator, I put in a few orders and can earn some celebration. And so this is the one that's kind of my favorite. And then we're going to pair it with this little guy, the awesome Otters. Isn't that a fun stamp set? And he doesn't have to be in water. There's a little birthday hat. So we're going to make a birthday Otter card today. So, by the way, I don't even think I introduced myself. In case you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Lorri Heiling, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All right, so the paper, let me show you a little snippet of all the different designs. Remember, I always make these little charts, and on the right side, you'll find the circles with all the coordinating colors to all these beautiful Designer Series papers. And then they're also listed up here, so, and they're in order. These are alphabetical order, and then like Bermuda Bay's up there, and then it goes down. And this one has so many different prints. There's even a second side here, so there's got to be one in there that you like. And I'm a stripe and polka dot person. I wish these two were not on the same piece of paper because I want to use both of those a lot. So we're going to play around with that one today. All right, so it's going to be a pretty simple card, and we are going to start with a card base of basic white. This card is cut to 4 1/4 by 11, and then you just fold it or score it in half on the long side at 5 1/2, and flip that over, line up the edges, and then just take your bone folder and crease it. And that's the front of our card. Now, the paper that we're going to use is, like I said, that striped paper. And this is going to measure the exact same size as the front of this card, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Look at how cute this side is though too. So, maybe I should make two of the same card, one in stripes, one in polka dots, and see which one I like the best. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the infamous stitched rectangle dies, and we're gonna do a little die cutting. And let me grab my ruler so I can tell you which sizes, because there's a lot of stitched rectangles in this set. So the largest one is not quite 5 inches by about 3 1/2, and this one is going to be, let's see, it is 3 3/4 by 2 3/8. So I went ahead and die cut them, and let me show you how it turned out. They're all going to be, let's see, this one's upside down. So we want to make sure they're all going the right way so that they're, you know, all the lines line up. So the first thing we're going to do is take the largest one, and we're just going to use our multi-purpose liquid glue for this because, remember, with the liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room, and so you can kind of adjust it if it's not on center exactly right away. And then let's take our card front and just adhere that. And it should fit perfectly because they're the same size. We don't want any dimension on this one, but believe me, we are going to be adding dimension. Right. I think I did it without even putting my head in the video that time. That's what I'm famous for. All right, that is layer number 1. Now layer number 2, remember to make sure the lines line up, and we're going to take, whoopsie, as all my things off my shelf come falling down. I need my larger dimensionals, and we are going to put dimensionals behind. You know what? It might even be cute to alternate. Oh boy, there's lots of possibilities with this one. So just put one on all the corners, and because this longer side is larger, we want to add an extra one so that we don't have the saggies in the middle. Oh boy, so what's up this weekend? I don't think we're doing anything. I always call them white square days, and I get giddy excited for those days when you don't have anything going on. I don't know, I don't have a lot of those days, so I get really excited. So that's what our weekend is. All right, now we're gonna put it right smack in the middle of the die that we just did. And I know from the front you probably can't see it, but from my view I can see that it's kind of like stair stepping. All right, the last one we're not going to do right away because I am going to do something to this rectangle before we put it down. I need to work with the back side. So that's the start of the card. Let's set that aside. And now let's grab our ink and our stamp that we want to use. And let me find my scrap that I want to stamp the little otter on. Here it is. All right. We're going to use Memento Black because that ink does not bleed when you use blends. If you use any other ink, it's probably going to bleed, but not when you use Memento Black ink. So just stamp him, and then we are going to color him in. And I've really played around with the different color combinations, and my favorite is light soft suede and light crumb cake. I'm also going to get a little white sheet under here because sometimes, as you know, blends bleed a little bit to the black or the back side. So, and what I do is I just go with the finer tip around his eyes because I don't want to color in there. It's a very intricate area. And I get his ears and his hands done. I Googled otters to see what color they really are, and they're kind of a light brown. I've seen some in gray too though, but whatever your fancy, make them bright pink, whatever you want. All right, now that I have all those little details, then I can use the brush in and it goes faster, but I have to, like I said, I have to get those little detailed areas because sometimes those are hard with the bigger pin, or bigger end, I should say. Now, if you want to do shading, feel free. You can get very artistic with this if you want to do it on watercolor paper, but for now, I'm just going to use one shade. Then we'll go back in with that light crumb cake, and again, we'll get the little detailed parts. And then if you want, you can flip it to the brush end and it'll go a lot faster. That's a good contrast between his tummy and his outside fur. There. All right, and then for the nose, I always choose light black because you can kind of see the lines through this. Probably can't see it from the camera, but now we are going to fussy cut this little otter out. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to have this little otter hanging by a thread. And so what I want you to do is kind of position him. You see how his hands are up? And that's what drew my eye to this idea, is that I thought it looks like he's hanging a little bit. So what we're going to do is kind of place him how you want. And when we want him kind of like hanging by one little paw or whatever they are, arms, paws. And I'm just going to take a pencil, and I think I need a new pencil, and put a little dot where you want his hand to go. And make sure, try to get him all on the rectangle. So we'll put them right here. And then what you want to do is grab a glue dot, and let me see if I can find one. And we are just going to stick that right here. But you know what? We're not going to put his paw on there. We're just going to try to make it small because we want the string to hang there. Let me show you what I mean. Sometimes I talk ahead of what I'm doing in my mind. All right, so the string has to be longer than the rectangle. We're gonna put it, we gotta have enough room to wrap it around the edge. So just stick it right there, kind of pinch that dot because we don't wanna see the dot. And then snip it longer so we can wrap this edge. And then I'm actually gonna take Scotch tape. And the reason I'm using Scotch tape and not one of our adhesives or a glue dot is because I do not want this to be glued to the front and be in line with the back of the card. We're going to pop it up. So what I want you to do is make a tiny bit of a V. So let me grab some tape. So it looks like he's kind of pulling the rope down. You know what I mean? Just a little bit like that. And then tape the back of that side. And then do the same with this side, like that. Try to make it even. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is flip this over, and we are going to use the adhesive strips. Now remember, these are, oh no, we're going to use that on here, on the back of the rectangle. And you can just rip them. Remember, you don't have to cut them. The reason I prefer ripping, for the real reason, is not only because it's super easy and fast, but I also don't like to gum up my scissors. I mean, it won't hurt your scissors, but you have to clean them off because it's so sticky and it can, you know, gum them up a little bit. And I'm going to stick a couple more in the center because I really want this one to pop. And the reason we're using foam adhesive strips is because we want it to pop one more layer higher than the dimensionals, and they are about double the thickness of dimensionals. So basically I could have just put the whole strip on, I guess. I'm filling it in pretty good here. All right, now let's put that in the card. Again, remember to have your stripes go in the same way. And just right smack on top of there. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. And you guys probably have a better angle than I do, but this is gonna be one layer higher. So it's like it's coming at you. Now we need to add a little birthday hat to him. So I'm gonna grab my black ink again. When you ink, or when you color this in, just choose some of the colors that are in the stripes. So I know we have, whoops, wrong end. We have Mango Melody. So let's do the dots in those. Remember, Mango Melody does not have a blend, so you're gonna have to buy the Stampin' Right markers and get the whole family, but it's all right. The reason I always promote Stampin' Right markers because these are the only markers you can color on the red rubber. You can't use blends on rubber. Believe me, I've tried it and I've ruined my blends. And it doesn't stay dry enough, or I mean, it doesn't stay wet enough to get it on the paper. By the time you color, what I mean by this is you can color the red rubber, like say you wanted an orange or the Mango Melody outline of him, you just color it like this and then huff on it and then stamp. But if you use blends, because blends dry so fast, by the time you color on it and flip it over and stamp it, it's already dry. So that's why Stampin' Right markers are valuable. All right, what color do you like with this one? I think we're gonna do Bermuda Bay, and that one we do have the blend, so I'm gonna use light Bermuda Bay and make some contrast here. And the last one, I think we'll put that bright pink in there. And I'm trying to see by my color chart which pink it is, because we have about 3 pinks that are almost the same color. And this one is Magenta Madness. So let me get that one. I'll just grab this one because it's handy, but there is a blend to this one. There. All right, now let's cut out that hat. And we will take a little bit of liquid glue and just put it on the very end of this, because that little otter is really sticking away from the card. So just put it on the very edge like that. Birthday time, and I think Bermuda Bay might be a good choice. And look at how I lucked out by how the stripes fell. I can stamp right on this. I think this is the So Saffron. So let's just stamp that right in the middle. There we go. There's our cute little otter card. Hang it on for dear life, and it says birthday time. And then you can put whatever you want. The stamps set that goes with this says, "You are utterly awesome." So I think that would be a good sentiment for the inside of this card. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you see any products that you like, if you would like these the stamp set or the paper, this is free. And if you order $50 or more, you can just add this to your order and you won't pay anything for it, not even shipping. And then I also ask that if you order from my Stampin' Up! Website, please use the host code, because if you do and your order is over $35, which I know it will be if you want to get these for free, and then I will send you, we already did January Creative View. I just finished up with that this week. So if you order between now and February 10th, you will get February's Creative View. And what you will receive is 3 free kits in the mail, and I can't stamp for you per Stampin' Up! Policy, but you will be able to put the card together and you can substitute your own stamps, or you may want to purchase what I use. But that's my way of saying thank you for your order, and then I will also send you a free PDF so that you can put them together. Well, thank you again, and you guys have a great weekend. It was great sharing with you today. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.